Hi, welcome back to the Going For It Sim Studio. Today we're going to talk about the actual challenge of going for it. You've seen some posts every once in a while, some scorecards or little updates here and there, but we haven't done an actual longer update in quite some time. So today we're going to do it a bit different. Instead of me playing 18 holes, doing a quick summary and showing the scorecard at the end, we're going to play a few holes together. I'm here at Teeth of the Dog. I really enjoy this course. It's challenging, yet it fits my game pretty well. So we're gonna play a couple holes together, maybe a few, and I'm just gonna tell you an update. We're gonna talk about what's working, what's on my mind, and kind of how I see this challenge ending. So let's tee off, shall we? This is probably my most inconsistent club, is the driver, which I'm sure a lot of beginners can understand and they feel the pain that comes with this club. I know a lot of folks that don't even use a driver for quite some time. But for me, if I want any chance of breaking 80, I've got to get this club to work. So we're 336 out. I still play the whites. I haven't broken 80 outside yet. I'm comfortable playing the whites. And it's a reasonably big fairway. Almost every single one of my shots has a slice. I've been getting better. When I can get it, I can get it. But it's been a challenge, and a lot of it was my grip. We spent a good amount of time trying to get my grip right. I had a feeling it was my hands that was causing the open face at impact, and we really fixed my lower hand with a strong grip to get it where it needs to get. And I've even put some waggles in just to kind of make sure I get where I need to be. And then shallowing the club has been rather important. So let's see if we can get started off here comfortably. Ooh, it's not even a slice, that's just straight right. You know, and here's something that I spoke to a buddy about earlier today. When I go outside, if I'm gonna hit a shot like this, I mean, that's gotta be out of bounds, right? I mean, in a sim, I can play it where it lies. I'm in the light rough, which what I see is on a completely different fairway. But I can still play it over all the garbage here and get it approach to the green. So I continue with it, and that's where my low scores kind of have a bit of a caveat to it in that I consider it messy. And until I can clean that up and shoot consistently low scores while getting onto the fairway, or at least into the rough of the own hole more consistently, we're gonna keep learning and practicing here inside. So I'm 146 away, which for me, it's about a decent 8-iron. 8-iron, I'm a little long for it. A 9-iron, I don't think I'll get it there. I haven't been hitting it there. Just haven't. My 9-iron's been somewhere in the 130s, and it'll only kind of get to the 140s if I can really give it a good connection to it. So let's take an 8-iron and hope I don't get too good a contact on it. And I still take a little bit of time at address because I really want to get it right. Spend time on my grip. There's no hurry. Fell off balance a little bit there, and I think I'm going to come up quite a bit short. Okay. Well, I'm on the green, so technically it's a green in regulation. It's an ugly one. Not my best iron shot, but you know, that's definitely part of learning. So regarding low scores too, it's the putting. The putting's difficult. Inside, a lot of folks I hear is, oh, you're never going to be able to get putting right because indoor it's difficult. Well, I can tell you what. I've had a lot of people over here. I've had scratch golfers. I've had really low handicap golfers over. And they all say the same thing after a couple holes with about golf. They're just blown away with how realistic the putting is. However, it's very difficult to read. A lot of the times, I'll see the balls that'll roll, and you feel like on one course it's a larger roll than it is. You read it too far, and it sometimes gets a little frustrating. But I mean, that's golf, right? So here we've got it starts off right to left, and then it goes left to right. It's going to go more left to right, so I'm just going to aim a little left. 34 feet's kind of a ways out. Goal here is exactly how I'm going to think about it outside, and that's simply, I just want to do no more than 2 putts. So I want to get this one within 3 to 4 feet if I can. It's going to be well short, even with the little tiny downhill lie. Well, 5 feet away. I mean, it's doable. Might be able to get that one in. It's definitely been, it's tough. You know, there's a lot of practice going into it. I've played almost every single day. And with that has come injuries. As you can see here, I have given myself one heck of a case of tendonitis up here. to the point where a few weeks ago, I couldn't even squeeze a tube of toothpaste. So what I started doing is wrapping it with athletic tape, and it gets me through, and things have actually started to heal pretty significantly with the help of a Theragun, of course. And then the other thing I did is I replaced the standard hitting strip from Carl's with their divot strip. For any of you that have concerns of tendonitis, injuries in your elbow, your wrist, your shoulder, you got to get one. Spend a little extra on it. It has made life so much better. And in fact, the other thing I want to do is a bit of a review. I'm still doing some research. It's helped my shot shape quite a bit. So I don't know if that's because of the less bounce or where it is. I'm still too new to understand those types of things. But let's get a par here, hopefully. There we go. Move on to the next hole. I've gone through 3 gloves that I've put holes in. And I'm currently on the Titleist Tour, I think it is. And this one's actually really nice, but I can tell you I'm gonna wear a hole in this one rather quickly. It's really thin, but it's nice and comfortable. From a beginner perspective, this is a really hard game. Golf is tough. I mean, I go through just phases where I play really well. This week, great example. I've shot an 83, 1 over, no mulligans. Same course a day later, I shot a 78, and then I shot at more of a made-up course that oddly enough is supposed to be like 45 minutes of where I'm at, and I think that's kind of cool. And I shot an even 9, and the entire time I was frustrated, but the score ended up pretty well. So this one, it helps me a bit. I mean, the more the fairway's on the right, I don't have to aim the ball. Ideally, I can still get a straight shot here. But every time I get up here with the driver, I am nervous. I think I'm progressing pretty well for being 5.5 months in. I forget about that sometimes, and just the athlete in me comes out, and I just think I should be doing a lot better than I am. And I got to remember, this is a really difficult game. Well, it's still a slice, but that one might be somewhat playable. Let's see if it drops down before those trees. Oh, I see a tree there. I might have rolled underneath. As long as it's not behind the trunk, 231, it's an okay distance. Playable. Great, I'll take it. So regarding distance and power, the way I've thought about this entire challenge since day one is I don't care about how far it goes. I don't care about my swing speed, my ball speed. It doesn't matter to me. As long as I have consistency in my ball striking and enough understanding of my clubs to be able to play the game correctly, that's where I want to be. I really want to focus on the approaches, and I want to get it close to the green. So 126 on shot 2. That's a tough one for me lately. My pitching wedge will get there, but sometimes my pitching wedge falls short at 110. It tells me here that 112 is the start of the green. I think I'm going to take that instead of hitting it with a 9-iron that may go a little too far. Got a little bit of bladed on that one. That one might go a little far. Okay, we're there. We're on. 27 feet to the pin. I'm a little short. I'm going to take that one. I'm happy with that. Not that I want to take it, what I do. All right, I already hit the ball. Nice up and over. It's 10 inches high. Not a whole lot of movement. This putt, I should be able to get rather close, and then we can move on with it here. It's left to right the whole way. Let's just get this sucker close. Pushed it. That's going to go in. Hey, how about that? See, sometimes it works out. There's a good old birdie, 26-foot birdie. Wow. Okay. It's going to be so different going outside and putting. I tell you what, I'm going to have a lot of work to do. And so when I get there, the thought was maybe I could do this quicker. At one point, I was shooting consistently well. I thought maybe by June, July, we can go outside, and instead of a year, we do this in less than 6 months. Backing off on that, I think I want to push it inside for a little bit more. And what that's going to take us to is playing golf outside in February. Here in Bend, Oregon, it's going to be snowy, it's going to be cold. I don't necessarily want to go over to the green side of Oregon and hit a course that's going to be wet, cold, and slow. So my thought process is let's go south. Maybe we go to Phoenix, we can go to Palm Springs, maybe we even fly out to Florida. If you have any recommendations on some courses that play really well in February, please put them in the comments below. If you have connections to those courses, I'd love to talk to them and see if we can work out some sort of deal where we really advertise this and get me there and make a real good video out of that. And then obviously let's make it easy, right? Like let's take advantage of me being brand new. I don't want to play a really hard course. I don't necessarily want to sandbag it and play the easiest course I could find, but something that keeps me out of trouble. I'd like to go somewhere that doesn't have a lot of out of bounds because my game is still a little inconsistent. Okay, well, let's see if we can get another drive and then we'll sign off. You know, the whole idea today, what I really wanted to do is just kind of show everybody how my game looks, how it actually is playing here in the sim. I can tell you it's 95 degrees out and it's hot in here. I don't have AC in the garage yet. Not sure if I'm gonna put it in, but it's warm. It is warm, which I'm okay with. I mean, I love the heat. And I went on a ride today, got a 2-hour training ride in between some work calls, and my body temperature is a little hot. It's just already elevated a little bit. Got under that one. I think that one may still see the fairway. Let's see, sit down. Sit down. Got it, did we get it? May have rolled into the rough. Where'd it go? Light rough, that's okay. The other thing that I've noticed that the scores kind of go down lower here that I know is not going to happen outdoors, that everybody loves to tell me about, is how difficult the rough can be. Obviously, I have a pretty easy lie. I'd like to change that and find ways to practice that, but that's something that I'm just going to have to go outside with and just flat out practice. Like, here's a great example. It's in the rough. I don't know how thick this is, but I got to get up and over this tree 196 yards on a par 5. So we're going to hit my new favorite club, which is probably going to go over, honestly, is my 4 hybrid. A lot of these Sticks clubs have been awesome. I mean, they're so much fun to hit. I love the way they look, and they have taken a beating. They've got more beginner marks on them than I think a normal person puts in a year with this daily play. But let's see how this turns out. This one, I was just on the practice range with it, and I was hitting these 230. So my normal is 200, but I've really taken a liking to this thing. So let's see what we're gonna do. Ooh, and that's what we're gonna do. Gonna heel it. It's not gonna go very far. So there comes my inconsistencies. It happens a lot, but I mean, you know, technically it's an okay shot. It's still in the fairway. We're 43 yards to the pin. That puts it at a really difficult yardage for me. Just had a hard time with my wedges lately. They used to be on point, and lately they've just gone the wayside. It also doesn't help that got a birdie last hole. I usually don't back up my birdies with pars. I do a lot of waggles with these ones because I've got this thing where I just open them at impact, and I just want to get it on that green. Okay, we're up there. It's not my best shot. Oh, it's off actually. Okay, so the other thing I'm thinking about with the challenge that I'm gonna sign off here is I think I'm gonna do 4 days. I'm gonna give myself tournament style, where whatever course I show up to, we'll do 4 days in a row to give myself to see if I can break 80, rather than just showing up and giving it 1 day. I'm still kind of indecisive on if that is technically cheating the challenge, or if that's still gonna be cool enough that everybody gets excited and they will say, hey, you broke 80 within a year. Let's just see what I decide as I get closer to this. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any course recommendations and your opinion on if I should do a 4-day run when I decide to head outside. I hope everybody's having a great summer, playing a lot of golf outside. We'll see you next time.